You head to bed, set on getting a solid 8 hours of rest, but right on schedule, at 2 a.m., your body lets you down. That usual urge starts to grow, and you end up shuffling to the bathroom, which breaks your sound sleep. You likely blame it on that glass of water you drank, or perhaps just getting older. But what if I said the main cause of your wake-ups has nothing to do with what you drink, and instead, it might be how you sleep? It's frustrating, right? You make an effort to do all the right things, like drinking enough water and eating well, but your nights still get interrupted. You feel as if you're in a battle you can't win against your own bladder. Yet the fact is, your bladder is only passing along the message. The true causes are changes in body fluids due to gravity and problems with keeping your temperature steady that your body struggles with at night, pushing your kidneys to work too hard. In this video, as a doctor focused on simple health fixes, I'm going to guide you through the 5 unexpected errors that are truly behind your nighttime awakenings. We will go through them from 5 down to 1, and the top one we'll discuss is the strongest and most ignored of them all. It has no link to what you eat or drink, but getting it right can reduce your wake-ups by half, and you can start the change this very night. So stick with me, because this advice is important. All right, so the real problem goes beyond just handling liquids. It's about building an overall setting that supports good sleep for your whole body. Let's go through the 5 largest and easiest to fix errors. We'll begin with 5. Mistake 5, the 3-hour liquid myth. Why when you drink matters so much. Plenty of folks realize they ought not to gulp down a liter of water just before bedtime, yet they figure a small glass an hour earlier won't cause any trouble. That's the error. The guideline isn't to cut back on drinks in the evening. It's to quit taking in fluids a lot earlier than you might expect. The key principle ought to be that your kitchen shuts down for any major liquid consumption 3 whole hours before your head touches the pillow. Here's the basic explanation for it. When you swallow liquid, it doesn't simply jump straight to your bladder. At first, it soaks up from your stomach and intestines into your bloodstream. This step raises your overall blood volume. Your kidneys, which act as your body's main filters, notice this rise. Their role is to clear waste from your blood and keep fluid levels just right. When they pick up on extra fluid, they begin drawing it out to make urine. This whole sequence, from your mouth to your bloodstream, to your kidneys, to a bladder starting to fill, requires time. Based on how your body processes things and your current hydration level, it might last from 60 to 180 minutes. So that innocent glass of water at 10 p.m., when bedtime is at 11, sets your kidneys to reach their highest urine-making activity right around 1 or 2 in the morning. On top of that, your body has a built-in protection against this, a hormone known as ADH, or antidiuretic hormone. Its amounts naturally climb in the evening, signaling your kidneys to ease up on urine production so you can rest. But consuming fluids too near bedtime goes against this hormone, blocking its output and leaving your kidneys in their active daytime state. And this goes beyond just ideas. A thorough study printed in the Journal of Clinical Urology examined ways to handle fluids for people dealing with nocturia. It showed that those who set a firm 3-hour cutoff for liquids before sleep cut their nighttime bathroom trips by an average of 40%, compared to others who used a looser 1-hour limit. The way to do it is straightforward. Load up on hydration early and take most of your water in the morning and early afternoon. Picture it this way. Your body works like a storage tank. Fill it during the day when you're up and moving and can readily visit the bathroom, then allow it to dip low at night. If you need to swallow medicine, take the tiniest sip of water you can. What's your usual cutoff time for liquids before bed? Be truthful. Share it in the comments below. Let's check what the usual cause might be. The fourth mistake, the late evening meal, and the hidden urine-boosting trap. You've handled your drinks just right, but you still wake up during the night. The next spot to check is your dinner dish, and when you had it. This is a mistake in two ways: the time of your meal and what you put in it. First, let's discuss the timing. Having a big meal late in the evening, for example within 3 hours of going to bed, sends your body into full digestion mode rather than rest and recovery mode. Your body must send a large portion of blood and energy to your stomach and bowels. This action not only raises your main body heat, which can disrupt how well you sleep, but it also makes something known as metabolic water. As your body processes carbs, fats, and proteins, it forms water as a side effect. This metabolic water then enters your blood, adding to the amount of fluid your kidneys must handle through the night. The Sleep Foundation often points out that large meals near bedtime can break up your sleep, leaving you more aware of even the smallest need to pee. Second, and maybe even sneakier, is the hidden urine-boosting trap. Diuretics are things that cause you to make more urine, and they lurk openly in lots of wholesome evening meals. Alcohol and caffeine are the clear examples. Both of them directly block that key hormone ADH we mentioned earlier, but plenty of veggies act as natural diuretics, such as celery, cucumbers, asparagus, bell peppers, and parsley. Even highly spiced dishes can bother the bladder for certain folks, sparking a sudden need to go. A large fresh salad based on cucumber and celery, eaten at 9 p.m., might be exactly why you're awake at 2 a.m. The solution calls for a two-part plan. First, try to complete your final big meal of the day, a full 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. This allows your body plenty of time to process the food. Second, play the role of a water-boosting food investigator. Look over your evening meal. If you're dealing with Nocturia, consider shifting that large salad to midday and choosing steamed, low water-boosting veggies such as carrots, broccoli, or sweet potatoes at night. What nutritious item do you enjoy that you now see could be causing your middle-of-the-night bathroom visits? I'm eager to learn what you find out. Share it in the comments. The third error, the bedtime bathroom visit that feels sufficient. This is one of the most usual and simple-to-fix errors I notice. You are preparing for sleep. You head to the bathroom as part of your usual habit, but something distracts you. You are worrying about the next day. You're looking at your phone, or you're in a hurry. You use the bathroom. You sense it is empty enough, and you climb into bed. This is the good enough error. Your bladder is like a stretchy muscle pouch. It sends messages to your brain as it expands. Most folks only drain their bladder about 80 or 90% when they are in a rush. That final 10 to 20% may not seem like a lot, but it causes your bladder to hit its wake-up point far sooner. If a full bladder holds 400 milliliters and you leave 50 milliliters inside, that gives a big jump start to the filling process again. To fight this, experts in urinary health and pelvic floor care suggest a method known as double voiding. It is a careful habit to make sure your bladder empties as much as it can. Top places like the Cleveland Clinic often advise this method for people who have trouble emptying their bladder, since it is easy, does not involve any procedures, and works very well. Here is just how to try it. Do this as the very last task before you lie down to sleep. First step. Head to the bathroom and sit on the toilet seat. Yes, even men should sit, as it lets the pelvic floor muscles relax completely, which is key for full emptying. Second step. Pass urine in your normal way. Do not force it or strain. Simply relax and let it come out until you think it is done. Third step. Stay seated on the toilet. Do not stand up. Wait 30 to 60 seconds. Take a few slow, deep breaths. Fourth step. Bend forward a bit. You can place your forearms on your knees. This small shift in body position can move the bladder slightly and help release that last drop of urine. Try to pass urine once more. You may find there is still some left. Adding this easy 2-minute habit as a must-do in your evening routine can truly change things for the better. Have you ever learned about the double voiding method before? Is this something new for you? Second step. Your bedroom's uncontrolled small climate. Your body acts like a carefully balanced temperature control, and the room's warmth, combined with the clothes you choose, has a strong direct impact on how your kidneys work at night. Let's examine what occurs when you get too warm. The best room temperature for sleeping is quite cool, usually 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. If your room feels too hot, or if you wear pajamas that don't let air through, such as polyester ones, your body's inner heat level remains high. This stops you from reaching the deeper, more healing phases of sleep. That's where the ADH hormone works best. Instead, you stay in a shallower, more fidgety sleep. This keeps you very alert to your body's cues, like a bladder that's just partly filled. Now, let's see what happens when you get too chilly. This sets off an interesting body reaction known as cold diuresis. When your body cools down, it naturally works to shield your key organs. It does this by narrowing the blood vessels in your outer limbs, your hands, feet, arms, and legs. This narrowing is called vasoconstriction. The action redirects blood from the outer areas inward to your body's center. This raises the blood pressure in your central blood flow. Your kidneys notice this higher pressure. They see it as a sign that your body holds too much liquid. To fix it, they begin making more urine to reduce that inner blood pressure. It's why you need to urinate more after swimming in a chilly pool. The research shows this plainly. Research in the Journal of Physiological Anthropology found a clear connection between the temperature in your room and how well you progress through sleep stages. Cold diuresis is a recognized fact in medicine. The answer is to build the ideal, small setting for sleep. Adjust your thermostat to a comfortably cool range of 65 to 68 degrees. Choose loose-fitting clothes made from airy materials like cotton, bamboo, or linen. If you feel chilly, it's wiser to layer on a light blanket that allows air to pass through and is simple to take off. This beats wearing thick pajamas that hold in warmth the entire night. What temperature do you normally set for your room at bedtime? Share with us in the comments. And the first mistake, the one that affects nearly everyone, especially as we get older. The first mistake, the issue with gravity and pressure, your position while sleeping. This is the big realization for so many of my patients. All day long while you stand and sit, gravity pulls fluids down into the lower part of your body. A certain amount of fluid naturally builds up in the tissues of your legs and ankles. This is called peripheral edema, and it happens to almost everyone to some degree, but it gets worse with age, or if you sit for long stretches. Then you go to bed and lie down flat. For the first time in 16 hours, gravity is no longer keeping that extra fluid in your legs. Over the next few hours, that fluid slowly moves out of the tissues and goes back into your bloodstream. Your blood volume slowly rises. And what do your kidneys do when they notice more blood volume? They filter it out and make urine. This big delayed shift of fluid is a main cause of nocturia occurring hours after you've fallen asleep. The fix is to beat gravity at its own game. You need to get that fluid out of your legs and handled by your kidneys before you fall into a deep sleep. Here's how the one most helpful approach works. Raise your legs. For 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, while you're reading a book or watching television, lie down on the couch or floor and lift your legs up. You can raise your legs on a pile of cushions or a footstool, or simply lean them against a wall. The aim is to position your ankles above the level of your heart. Doing so lets gravity assist in moving the extra fluid back into your bloodstream sooner. Your kidneys will handle it. You'll visit the restroom right before bedtime with the double voiding method, and you'll begin the evening carrying far less extra liquid. Once you're settled in bed, the way you sleep still plays a key role. Lying on your back with a cushion beneath your knees keeps a gentle lift in place. For many folks, it's even more helpful to lie on your side, especially the left side, with a cushion placed between your knees. This setup eases the direct strain on your bladder and is well recognized for boosting blood flow while easing heartburn. The proof behind it is strong. A key 2015 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society involved older patients who raised their lower legs for a few hours prior to bedtime. The outcomes were remarkable. A clear drop in nighttime bathroom trips, all due to handling the fluid change earlier in the day rather than during the night. Now you've learned about the 5 main causes, but I can guess what some of you are wondering. Doctor, that's plenty to take in. 5 errors? It seems like too much. How do I begin without feeling daunted and giving up after just one evening? No need to fret. I get it fully. And that's the reason I want to share one last important guideline, the rule of 1. Don't attempt to correct all 5 errors together. That's a sure path to not succeeding. Rather, I suggest you choose the single error that brought you that sudden realization as you watched, only one. If it was the 3-hour liquid rule, concentrate solely on that for the following 3 evenings. If it was raising your legs, let that be your sole goal. Little steady successes are what bring about permanent improvement. So, my friends, today we have discovered that the secret to nights without interruptions and dryness isn't in some wonder drug. It's about grasping how your body works as a connected whole. This is about providing your body with the calm and steadiness it requires to work properly. That way, you can at last enjoy the profound, unbroken sleep that you really merit. Which error became your own big realization? That marks your beginning point. Share your selection in the comments section below. Deciding to follow through with it is the initial action. And if this video offered you a solid plan to begin this evening, demonstrate your dedication by writing the word PLAN in the comments. Be well, rest soundly, and I'll see you in the next video.